Apparently, Kathleen Kennedy is just not done destroying the legacy of Indiana Jones. In this article from Screen Rant, Indiana Jones can continue without Harrison Ford. We'll see how that works. Lucasfilm boss teases franchise future. Indiana Jones franchise could continue without. Oh, God, it's again. I'm not reading that. Lucasfilm president okay, hold on. I brought this up before. Indiana Jones can continue without Harrison Ford. Indiana Jones franchise could continue without Harrison Ford. And here we go again. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy suggests the Indiana Jones franchise could continue without its lead star. Harrison Ford is returning for a fifth and final adventure in Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, which finds the archaeologist teaming up with his goddaughter Helena Shaw, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, to find the eponymous artifact before it falls. God, come on. Editing. Into the hands of former Nazi Jürgen Voller, Mads Mikkelsen. While promoting the fifth film, Ford has been adamant that this will be his final portrayal of Indiana Jones, unless they give him another big fat check. But considering he's, 80 years old, I think he might be right. This will probably be his final portrayal. And Disney even called it the end of the entire franchise, unless, of course, it makes money and they can squeeze, or at least attempt to squeeze, more milk out of that teat. Now, after Bob Iger, Disney CEO Bob Iger walked back Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, that's Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Wow. Being the end of the franchise, Lucasfilm boss Kathleen Kennedy is following suit, because why not drum up some sort of publicity for a movie that didn't go well at the Cannes Film Festival? Appearing on Dagobah Dispatch, I should probably listen to that every once in a while, see what kind of information I can glean from it, an EW Star Wars podcast, Kennedy hinted that the Indiana Jones franchise could continue without Ford unsuccessfully after the Dial of Destiny. Lucasfilm president, this is not the first time they've done it. Okay, there have been Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford. The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. I just looked at it, and I can't even say it. Ran in 92 and 93. I'm pretty sure anybody listening to this might be too young to remember that, but hey, I was in high school. Fuck, I'm old. Lucasfilm president said the franchise's future, quote, might be in series television. Yeah, its past was in series television. It ran for a year, 2 seasons, 1 season, 28 episodes, and apparently 4 movies. It was okay. I didn't watch every single episode. I watched a few of them. They weren't terrible. But the idea of a young Indiana Jones going off on adventures, I believe this was before he even became an archaeologist. He was a young archaeologist or an amateur or whatever. So some of it it wouldn't make a lot of sense based on where he is in the movies. Like a professor at a university and an archaeologist. I think you got to be a certain age for that. But though she and her fellow producer Steven Spielberg agreed that Indiana Jones should not be recast. If you don't recast Indiana Jones and you try to make an Indiana Jones Chronicles without Indiana Jones in it at all, it's going to suffer the same fate as National Treasure without Nicolas Cage. 1 season, one and done, barely even halfway through the first season before they canceled the show. Read Kennedy's full comments. Oh, let's do that, shall we? It's Harrison's last entry because he's 80. That's how we look at it. Look at the Indy franchise, and he's 80. I mean, truthfully, right now, if we were to do anything, it might be a series television down the road. But we're not doing anything to replace Indiana Jones. Okay. This is it. There are 5 movies that Harrison Ford did, and Harrison is so specific and so unique to creating this role. Steven agrees, we just wouldn't do that. Unless, of course, there's money in it. You have no problem replacing people, destroying legacies if you think there's a profit to be made. Why there is conflicting information on the future of the Indiana Jones franchise. Let's see. Conflicting information on the future of Indiana Jones franchise seems like a classic case of its lead star Ford wanting to hang up his bullwhip. It's fine. He can hang up his bullwhip, but you don't own the character, Harrison. I'm sorry. That belongs to Lucasfilms, and they can do whatever they want with it. They can ruin it and destroy your legacy as much as they want to, make you second fiddle to whatever character they want to push into the forefront to pass on the hat, so to speak, and the whip. Hang up his bullwhip and fedora after 5 installments, though executives like Iger and Kennedy aren't too keen on letting the lucrative IP end here. If this movie tanks the way a few people believe it will, especially after the reviews from Cannes, it's over. You lose so much of the audience's goodwill, they will turn their backs, they will go back to the first 3 films, and that will be it. Continuously turning people away, calling them names, they're just going to walk away without saying a word, and they will not return. You lose the goodwill of the fans, you've lost. Where was I? Kennedy comments about the franchise having a future in series television is in line with a report that Lucasfilm is developing an Indiana Jones TV show for Disney+. However, the series won't focus on Indy or Helena, according to James Mangold. Really? So, Helena, that's fine. Nobody wants to see Phoebe Waller-Bridge anyway. But if it's not going to be about Indiana Jones, but first of all, how are you going to call it Indiana Jones TV show? How on earth is it going to have anything to do with that? Ford seems set on Dial of Destiny being his final portrayal of Indiana Jones because he's going to be dead, claiming it ends the franchise not with a whimper but with a bang. It might just end with a wet fart. However, following its premiere at Cannes, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny reviews have resulted in the series' worst Rotten Tomatoes score, which isn't really all that big of a deal. The only thing that's going to matter is when the audience scores come in, and that's not going to be seen for a few months. Suggestion, it may actually end with a whimper or a wet fart. A wet fart in a car. Disney and Lucasfilm will likely wait until after the 5th Indiana Jones film is released on June 30th to make a final decision or final nail in the coffin about the future. But if it's another financial success, which I don't think it will be, the franchise will likely find a way to continue. Of course you do, because when you're making money, you want to just milk it and milk it and milk it until it runs dry of dust. And then, if you're Disney, you milk it a little bit more just to make sure you got that last ounce of calcium out of it. I don't know. This has been done before. An Indiana Jones TV series with the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. It's not the first time. And I believe the 3rd movie touched a little bit on him as a young child and where he got his fear of snakes from. I don't know. Maybe that's something they can pull out from the dead, redo it, steal the old stories, show Indiana Jones maybe not necessarily as a child or not as a teenager, but as I guess a beginning adventurer, where learning archaeology, finding that first dig site, that first tomb, or whatever you want to call it. But again, the issue is going to be who's in charge. Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, these are the people that are still going to be in charge. So I don't have any faith that it'll be even worth the paper it's printed on. But let me know what you think. Do you think Indiana Jones can continue, first of all, without Harrison Ford? I don't know. It's possible. Without Indiana Jones, why would you call it Indiana Jones? That doesn't make the lick of sense, but let me know what you think in the comments. Are you looking forward to Dial of Destiny? Would a TV show even interest you remotely? On Disney Plus, not too much live action stuff on Disney Plus has been all that great to watch, but what do I know? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like, leave a dislike. I appreciate you making it this far. Have a good one.